Alrighty, this is the BeesNeez Bu87i C and the Stam Audio SA-87i Vintage 87 clone microphones. I've had the Bu87i C since about spring of 2021, and I got the SA-87i about a month ago in spring of 2025. I've already done some behind-the-scenes testing back and forth of the two. I already kind of collected my thoughts, but in this video I'm going to be doing some voiceover on them, just a quick little clip, and then maybe 2 or 3 songs, just sort of back and forth on them. Both are running through the Audient ID14 Mark II, both at 70% gain, just to be fair, and then I'm going to be adjusting their gain in post just a little bit. The Bu87i C runs about 4 dB hotter, I have found. So just kind of level match those. I'm about 5 inches away from both. No pop filter, no windscreen, no pad or switch on the SA-87i in cardioid mode. The BeesNeez is on a Rycote mount because I did not get the shock mount that comes with it. But I will say up front, Rycote is better than the provided shock mount from SA-87i, as much as I love the look of it. Let's get going. There's just one place to go for all your spatula needs. Spatula City, a giant warehouse of spatulas for every occasion. Thousands to choose from in every shape, size, and color. And because we eliminate that middleman, we can sell all of our spatulas factory direct to you. Where do you go when you want to buy name brand spatulas at a fraction of retail cost? Spatula City. And this weekend only, take advantage of our special liquidation sale. Buy 9 spatulas and get your 10th one for just 1 penny. Don't forget, they make great Christmas presents. And what better way to say I love you than with the gift of a spatula? Spatula City. 7 locations. We're in the yellow pages under spatulas. Balloons are deflated. Guess they look lifeless like me. We miss you on your side of the bed. Still got your things here. They stare at me like souvenir. Don't wanna let you out my head. Just like the day that I met you, the day I thought forever, said that you love me, but that lasts for never. It's cold outside, like when you walked up my life. Why you walk up my life? I get like this every time. On these days that feel like you and me. Heartbreak Anniversary. 'Cause I remember every time. On these days that feel like you and me. Heartbreak Anniversary. Do you ever think of me? Oh, of me. Of me. Drifting like it's 1974, dressing like the Rolling Stones. Hey ho, let's go get some more like young Ramones. Some nights feel like every night, this one feels brand new. Only got bad things on my mind when I'm with you. And so it goes, we found our sweet disaster in a river of champagne, swimming through the morning after we float away. Oh, call me irresponsible, call me unreliable, throw in undependable too. Do my Foolish alibis bore you. Well, I'm not too clever, I just adore you. Call me unpredictable. Tell me I'm impractical. Rainbows I'm inclined to pursue. Call me irresponsible. Yes, I'm unreliable, but it's undeniably true. I'm irresponsibly mad for you. So, quick thoughts on the Bu87i C, a microphone I've had for about 4 years. I think it's a good mic. It's an interesting sound. It's woody, it's woolly. It definitely captures that vintage U87 tone. I find that the mid-range is quite honky, a little spiky. But the top end is so sweet. The way it handles S's and sibilants is nice. It can be a little sharp at times, but I quite like the way it operates. I have noticed the low end on it almost feels like the high-pass filter that's in a traditional full U87 circuit is just already on. It feels like the low end, like it's not gone. If you go in with some EQ and boost it, it's there. It's clearly capturing it, but it just feels a little less, like it's a little drier. It's a little less bassy, which can be good for jangly stuff. I think that works really well if you're trying to avoid boominess. It definitely helps avoid that boominess, but you will need to lift the low end, especially on like a lower voice. In some scenarios, I find. Now, the SA-87i, the new one that I've got that I've had for about a month. I love the sound of this. It's, as far as the mids are concerned, way nicer, in my opinion, than the Bu87i C. The low end is also so rich, so full. It has that classic tone. It's definitely a little more saturated with that sort of distortion. I don't even know what to call it necessarily. It definitely has a more character to it. And the top end isn't quite as sweet as the U87i C. Like, it's so close. It's just a little more harsh, less sweet. But overall, I like the SA-87i sound a lot more. Especially on my voice, that low richness that it captures is fantastic. There's this depth to it, this character to it that's very, very nice, and is the sound I've been looking for. You know, the BeesNeez gets really, really close, and it's definitely a good, solid microphone, but compared to this, it feels flat and compressed and veiled in a way that this really feels like it just opens up. The 87i from Stam just opens up in a way that is quite great. You'll notice on the Shockmount here, I have two dark bolts as opposed to the ones that you might see, and that is because I have replace them. If anyone's curious, they are M6 bolts that are about 17 millimeters long, with a 1.0 pitch on the thread, I think is what it's called. They are metric bolts. So these, you know, the idea of them is nice because you have that long stem that you can supposedly twist by hand, but I found that, you know, they rub up against the elastic here, and it sort of is a wash as far as how convenient the extended handle of the bolt is, because that tension kind of makes it hard to really get a good grip on it anyways. I ended up just using a screwdriver, and so I tried to replace it with the bolts that don't touch the elastic, and once again sort of found it to be a wash. Without touching the elastic, I do find it to be almost about 3 or 4 dB quieter as far as noise it picks up, but I also found that it rings a lot more. So this is on, like, worst case scenario, this is on a spring desk arm, so you'll hear a lot of, like, I can tap on the desk, you can hear a little bit of that ringing. There's a lot of that ringing. When these bad boys are touching the elastic, it doesn't ring as much because they sort of help absorb it, but it also transfers more of the hit in. So it's a bit of a wash if you choose to go with your own M6 bolts. But hey, it's an option. I prefer it not touching the elastic. I don't know, I guess I'm just OCD in that way. But the Rycote's the better shock mount. As cool as this one looks, as classic as this one looks, it's going to be sitting in the Rycote for me. Just the Rycote's a better shock mount in general. Does a better job. When they say 12 dB on their website, they're not kidding. It, you know, all that ringing and that sound that you heard me tapping on the desk arm, I just don't get on the Rycote. I don't even know if this is this is an unfair example, but if I tap on it, it should just be less. Now, mind you, this is a floor stand, not a desk stand, which is going to ring more because it doesn't have springs in it. But like you'll notice, it just As far as the BeesNeez is concerned, I have found that it has quite a ring to it. It's a little bit resonant, a little bit tinny, and that has been an issue for me in the past. This one just doesn't quite have that. It still has a metallic sound, but it just doesn't ring as much, and not in such a harsh way. And another issue I found with the BeesNeez, now this is my own personal issue. I don't think this is an issue that every microphone would run into, but it has issues with humidity. Now, admittedly, every microphone at a certain point will have issues with humidity, but I've never had one from 4 or 5 inches away start to cut out. And if I... Hello! It might even start doing it here. So, what is that sound? That sound is moisture on the capsule evaporating, more or less. Again, every condenser mic, and really any microphone, is going to run into issues with condensation at some point. It's just going to happen. Humidity issues are always going to exist, but I've never had one in a relatively dry, non-windy, not wet environment have issues from my voice alone, just from my breath. I've never experienced that before, so I've had to take care. Like, it has ruined voiceover sessions for me before. I've had to, like, try out the room more or cool it down or whatever and come back to it. So that's unfortunate. Part of why I went for the SA-87i. And I do love the SA-87i. It's a fantastic microphone. You'll read online reviews saying that it takes forever to get one, and it's well worth the wait, and that was my experience too. I placed the order on December 2nd. I didn't get it until the end of May 2025, about 6 months later. Just a little shy of 6 months, and, it was a long wait. I don't care. I knew it was going to take that long, and I think the product speaks for itself. Stam is a audio genius. His engineering skills are clearly fantastic. He's very particular. He said so in his messages to me that he's very particular about the way it sounds and the parts he chooses, and he tunes them each one, and I think that shows. I think his microphone sounds amazing, and is exactly what I was looking for. The shock mount is a super cool add-on. If it wasn't on a desk stand, I might keep it on there, but the Rycote just does better for my scenarios. But amazing microphone. I haven't even tried out the other patterns. While we're here, might as well. Let's go to omnidirectional here real quick, and I will show in the video on the screen that you can see there's a big crackly pop there. Just FYI. But yeah, that's the omnidirectional here. You can hear it's doing okay. You know, it's not a perfect Omni. Most dual capsule designs like this aren't going to be a perfect Omni. They're usually going to show on their data sheets that from the side, you know, there are certain frequencies that are just getting messed up because of the way the head basket and everything is designed. Let's go to bidirectional real quick. That wow, yeah, that crackling is intense. But now we should be on bidirectional, and I've also found that the bidirectional is not quite perfect either. It definitely rejects from the side very, very well. Rejects from the side very well. But from the back, you can kind of hear, I mean, I can't get a perfect thing on there, but like it does respond, the back responds differently. You still get a lot of the benefits, especially the rejection benefits of the bidirectional, but it is not a perfect, like, one-to-one on each side. They both, the exact same response on both sides. Here we are, back on cardioid mode. And, yeah, while we're here, we will switch on the low-cut / high-pass filter, and it's good. It's a solid low-cut. I think it's not too aggressive. It maybe starts a little higher than I would personally like, but as far as, like, cutting out that low-end rumble, it does an okay job. Just whenever I tap the desk there, turn it back to flat, and picks up just a little bit more. It's not too aggressive. A lot of low-cut filters are pretty aggressive on mics, and that one's actually useful, if you're putting it up near something that's really boomy. So, hey, that's nice. No other real thoughts on that, man. The SA-87i is a phenomenal mic. I think it sounds fantastic. For so many scenarios, it is a wonderful tone, that classic tone. Playing with the proximity effect is really great. As you get up on top of it, you really get that classic rich warmth that's sort of like NPR, I believe, used U87s for decades. And, you get that sort of like radio-esque warmth from back in the day. And then backing off on it, you get more of that opened up clarity, more of that clearness, less of that low end. And I love this sound. Stam does a phenomenal job. Price is amazing. Build quality is amazing. It takes a while to grab it. Some people have had great experiences. It took 6 weeks. Some people it took a long time. You just expect it to take a long time. Have your patience, because it is well worth the wait. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, I will have the files of these recordings down below on a Google Drive, so you can download them, slap them in your DAW, do what you want to them. They will be 24-bit, 96 kilohertz wave files. So yeah, do what you like. Cheers.